The subjects we have just identified are straightforward and easy to identify because they appeared at the very beginning of the sentence. However, the subject of a sentence can be presented in a more complex and difficult to identify way. Let's look at three of them now. When subjects are compound, that is, when there are multiple subjects that are gerunds, and subjects that are infinitives. Compound subjects are subjects that use and to link multiple subjects, that is, more than one person, place, or thing. Compound subjects are useful when you want to discuss several objects at once. It's important to realize that all of the subjects identified in this compound are part of that subject. So here we have two people, Desmond and Maria. In this case, we have three subjects, nouns that identify things, books, magazines, and online articles. All three, in this case, would be part of the compound subject. Moving on, we need to discuss gerunds. Gerunds is a term for a verb that ends in ing, but acts in the sentence like a noun. These can be difficult to identify as nouns because they do still seem like verbs and seem to express an action. However, when a gerund is presented, it can be serving the subject role of the sentence. Here we have the verb studying presented as a noun, a gerund. Here it's not expressing the action of studying. In this sentence, referring to the concept of studying or the activity of it. Studying was the key to my success on the exam. If you're having a hard time identifying whether studying is the subject of the sentence, try replacing the gerund with a common noun. For example, a word that ends in shun. Here we replace the word studying with preparation. Now in this new sentence, preparation was the key to my success on the exam. It's perhaps easier to see that this is a noun that is the main topic or focus of the sentence. It's also important to understand that ing words do not always act as nouns. For example, if we were to add the verbs will and be and combine them with studying to form the sentence, I will be studying at the library tonight. In this case, studying would be part of a verb group. Last, we can look at infinitives. Again, we have a kind of verb that is acting as a noun. Infinitives are actually relatively easy to spot in a sentence because they follow the basic formula of adding the word to with a verb. For example, to study would be the infinitive form of the verb study. And presented in this form, it can also act as a noun and the subject of a sentence. Let's look at this example. I understand this concept now. To study any longer would be unnecessary. Here, as with the gerund example, when we are using the phrase to study, we're referring to the concept of study rather than the actual activity or action of it. Again, we can do a substitution test here to help us see what role that phrase is serving in the sentence. So if we replace the infinitive to study with a pronoun that, now we can see that is referring to studying and it is serving as the subject.